Hey Virgos, this is Paragia Tarot. I am here to do your reading for today to see how your person is feeling about you, what are their intentions towards you, and what next actions can you expect for them to take towards you. So, in love. So, universe, I ask about the person on my Virgo's mind. I ask that you would show me, how does this person feel towards Virgo, and what will be the next actions towards Virgo? So there is an element of being blocked. So whether or not you have them blocked or they feel blocked, I'm seeing that they do have an intention to want to come in and make things right with you. Whoops. One second. They have an intention to want to come in and make things right with you, but they're worried about their ability to do that. They feel blocked in relationship to their ability to do that. And I would say that most likely a lot of that has to do with either denial or overthinking, is what I'm sensing. Universe, what can you tell me? You could be dealing with a Gemini. This is someone who definitely feels intimacy towards you or wants to deepen their intimacy with you. They have strong feelings for you, and they see you as the person that they want to be with. Again, with that Two of Swords, my goodness. But yeah, they're at a crossroads. They are indecisive about something, most likely it's like a decision they need to make. Most likely it has something to do with whether or not to remain single or to come and try to be with you. I'm sensing that this is someone who has a lot of insecurities about love and about their ability to be what you deserve. Yeah, I'd say that this is also somebody who is burdened by the thought of having to face up to maybe the situation that's between the two of you. They don't really want to have to take responsibility, is what I'm facing here, or what I'm sensing here, is that they don't want to have to face it. Yeah, oh my goodness, again with that Two of Swords, you guys. And I'm seeing that moon up here in the corner, so that could be saying that one of the moon cycles coming up could be significant in this situation. So I believe the 10th of July is the full moon, and then the 25th of July is the new moon. And these are pretty big new moons. There's a lot going on in them. But this is somebody who I feel like they're holding themselves in a state of denial or believing that they're blocked, but really it's just because they're afraid to face up and fess up to the situation, even though there is a clear road ahead and that they could make it right. And with the Knight of Cups here in the reverse, yeah, this just feels like somebody who is being rather emotionally unfair, is what I'm sensing. It's like almost a kind of a childish energy of like, I don't want to have to face emotional responsibility, is what I'm sensing. And so they're kind of hoping that if they maneuver just right, or if they don't take action, that maybe you'll be prompted to take action and then they won't have to take responsibility. It's like they're trying to find a way around that, is what I'm sensing here. Yeah, it's like they're expectantly watching the horizon, you know, because they're waiting for you to do something, because they don't want to have to do it, because they would have to actually like be emotionally adult and responsible. And I think here too that this is them relying on you to be the one to come in and communicate and be straightforward with them, and to come out and to breach the silence. But I don't think that, I kind of don't, because again, it's about power. It's about a power dynamic. They don't like having to feel like the one who reached out first or dropped their pride. You could be dealing with a fire sign, and that can be strong with the fire signs because of their element. But yeah, I feel like they're hoping that you will take one for the team and be the person to drop your pride and reach out, maybe because that's something that you've always done in the past. Maybe you are a person who's very, who's very willing to compromise, very flexible and understanding. But I sense that with this person, you've reached the end of your willingness to compromise. You're like, yeah, I can't do, you know, stretch my boundaries for you any further. Is what I sense about the situation. Yeah, because they just don't like the way that it feels to have to deal with criticism. So yeah, they could be kind of hoping that if they play it, if they kind of pout or seem like they're sad, that you will reach out and out of pity for them. And I feel like this is coming strongly from what has happened before. But I think what's actually happening is that you're just letting it die. You're just like, you could be dealing with a Scorpio or with an air sign. But yeah, it's like you're not taking action. You know, this person is basically being kind of manipulative, and rather than play their game and take the bait, you're just like letting it die. You're like, oh, okay, you want this to end? I'm ready for that to happen if you're not going to stand up and do your part. So with the magician in the reverse, it's like they were hoping to gain the power position, but they're actually losing it. It's like they're digging themselves even deeper into a hole where they're going to have to come back and really beg. You know, it's like what I'm sensing from the situation is that this could be a situation where there really wasn't too much that they would have had to do to get your forgiveness at one point, but that they just you know, were so prideful and refused to compromise for so long that it turned into a situation where now they're just digging themselves even deeper, and that if they actually wanted your forgiveness, they'd have to try so much harder than they would have had to initially. And so it's like, oh, you want to hold on to your pride? Well, you're just kind of making it worse. That if you ever want Virgo back, yeah, because you are the Empress here. You're valuable, and you know your value, and you're standing in your value. And so, yeah, this is you not willing to put up with just like some weird codependent thing where you're not quite with somebody, but not quite single. You know, you're knowing your worth. Yeah. You're knowing your value. You know that you deserve love. And you deserve this 10 of Cups. I sense here though too that this person does feel that for you. They want those things for you, with you. But they're just kind of, when it comes to the immediate present tense, they have a hard time overcoming their ego and the sort of power trip dynamic. Yeah, because what this is, you know, with the 7 of Swords to the Hanged Man, this is somebody manipulatively trying to pause and be silent and not take action, you know, hoping that you will compromise. Oh, there goes the candle. Interesting. Hoping that you will be the one to compromise. But what I'm sensing here is that that's absolutely not going to work this time. Yeah, the light goes out. What this is basically saying is that this is somebody who has pushed the boundaries with you way too far. They've been tyrannical, they've been unjust, they've appropriated, they've taken advantage of your kindness to take power from the situation, and they've just gone too far with all of these major arcanas in the reverse. And it's basically catching up with them, that it's reached a point where you're not going to compromise with that behavior anymore. And they're going to be looking at the horizon for a long time, waiting for you to come towards them. Anyway, so let's get a card from this one. So universe, what can you tell me about my Virgo's person? How do they feel towards Virgo? Yeah, daydreaming, imagining, fantasizing. So this person is realizing that they need to come out of this fantasy realm and deal with reality. They can't, especially if, you know, it's like if they're dreaming of this happily ever after with you, you know, they need to do something, and they need to do it quick. You know, they need to come in and apologize. And they need to do it quick before everything is permanently broken, if it isn't already. So what is this 9 of Pentacles in the reverse to the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the 2 of Swords here? Oh gosh. So with this only you card, sorry guys, I'm something on my phone. There we go. with this only you card, definitely it seems as if they are devoted towards you. So the indecision here, I don't think is about them choosing between you and another person. It doesn't seem like it. I mean, there could be that situation for some people, but it feels more like most likely what they're deciding is about whether or not to drop their pride and come towards you. You know, to come towards you and come clean. To confess their feelings, to confess the truth of the situation, and to be intimate with you. This feels like somebody who has a real problem feeling comfortable with intimacy. Most likely they're dealing with avoidant attachment nature. Universe, how does my Virgo's person feel towards Virgo? What is this Two of Swords? Yeah, they feel hollow and empty and bored without you. The world feels very boring and very hollow and empty when you're not around. Oh, they're trying to let go of spying, of obsessing and holding on, but they are definitely having a problem clinging to you and to this situation. I get the sense that they're just realizing, and you know, I've gotten this card a couple of times recently. This bluff card. I almost feel like they could try to come in with a bit of an attitude like where they're trying to leave space to make it seem like they didn't really mean it. Like they wanted to come, they come into you, but they're trying to make space to make it seem like, oh, I didn't really mean it, I was just joking. So that if you reject them, that they can try to pull that off to save face. What is this? What is this Two of Swords? Is there anything that Virgo needs to be aware of? Yeah, they see you as beautiful. They see you as charming, graceful, and kind-hearted, but I feel like what they're trying to do is they're trying to not think about it. They're trying to not think about how much they value you and how worthy you are, because it just causes them pain. What is this Knight of Cups in the reverse? How does my Virgo's person feel towards Virgo? So they're trying to help themselves. They're trying to nourish themselves. It says nourish, self-growth, self-focused, soul-finding. But they're just feeling like their own efforts are not enough. They feel like without you, they can't fill that space. They don't really, truly feel nourished. Also, they feel a lot of lust for you. Yeah, they definitely are, and they're with all these things in the reverse, they're trying to not have these kinds of feelings because it just makes them, you know, obsess over you even more. Universe, how does this person, oh, yeah. So this person is stuck in memories of you. They almost feel trapped by them. They're reminiscing, they're dwelling over the things that happened between the two of you and the things that they felt, and they feel captive to these feelings. There's also, it says stuck and tied down, so I wonder if there's some kind of a situation that could be tying them down. Universe, is there anything tying down my Virgo's person? I think it is just their own decision making, their own inner conflict that they're feeling trapped by. And I'm also sensing that this is a situation where they're being influenced by other parties in relationship to whether or not they should be with you. All right, so let's get another card for you guys from this deck. Universe, how does my Virgo's person feel towards Virgo? How does my Virgo's person feel towards Virgo? Oh, I'm afraid to lose you. So they're really worried, like they're scared to approach you, but they're also really afraid to lose you. I don't want to be alone. Interesting. So it could be that some of the actions that they're taking or that they have been taking have been motivated merely by a fear of being alone. Maybe they're worried that their family would abandon them and that they would be truly alone, you know, without family if they chose you. Maybe that's kind of something that, like maybe they're going through tough times right now and they really need the support of their family. And so they're feeling really under pressure to kind of satisfy their family. I don't want to be who I used to be. You deserve better. So yeah, this is definitely somebody who sees your value and who wants to feel good enough for you. That's really sweet. Alrighty, so is there anything from this deck that we can get? Alright, universe, can you tell me anything about this situation with Virgo's person, of how they feel towards Virgo, or anything that we need to know? Or anything that Virgo needs to know. This card is so weird. I don't even know why it's in the deck. Alright, so universe, can you tell me anything about Virgo situation? You will vacation. You will be traveling soon. Interesting. So there could be something about travel, like in terms of going on a vacation, or just travel in terms of like short-term travel that could be relevant to this situation. It could be that when you are in the midst of a vacation or traveling, that something could happen in relationship to this person. Oh, there's the spy card. Yep, so they're definitely keeping an eye on you. They're definitely still obsessing. Is there anything else my Virgo needs to know? Oh, narcissist. Someone is too full of themselves. It came out in the reverse. So that's interesting. This person could have narcissistic tendencies, and maybe they're trying to overcome those narcissistic tendencies. Sometimes a person isn't a full-blown narcissist. If they have narcissistic tendencies, they can just have like a bad attachment style that where the behavior mimics narcissism, but that they're actually a good person inside. So yeah, maybe watch out for that, or keep that in mind. All right, so let's ask about some timing issues here. You know what, I'm gonna get one of these actually. I like these cards. Okay. Universe, can you give my Virgos any advice in this situation with their person? Interesting. I'm going to keep shuffling. Sorry, guys. Can you give my Virgo any advice in this situation with their person? What is coming up in this situation? Ooh. Take time to breathe out. So I feel like more than anything, something that you need to do right now, Virgos, is just take time to be alone, to, you know, do breathing exercises, meditate, and just isolate. And, you know, and by isolate, I mean like, you know, be in your own life, think about your own life and your own stuff, to keep your head clear so that you don't start obsessing as well. Because that's going to keep you in a good place where this isn't overly affecting you and where you can see straight. And also, in a situation this complicated, it's not really helpful to get over obsessive about it. So a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. And the full moon that is coming up on the 10th, I believe, is in Cancer. Yeah, yeah, it's in Cancer. It's at like 15 degrees Cancer, I think. Yeah, and that's coming up on the 10th. So I believe this is saying that there will be a resolution by or on the 10th, or right around then, right around the full moon. So keep your eyes open for that for some of you guys. All right, I think that's answered our timing question though. Okay guys, I hope this has helped you, and I will speak to you soon.